Welcome all. Excited?
Yeah, very much.
Okay, everybody, I think you should just switch on your videos for some while, and then whenever you're asked, you can go back to non-video mode, and later on you could also unmute, depending on how the situation is going. Are you able to see the screen clearly?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, thank you so much. All right, maybe we should chat later. Okay, so I am recording in two ways. One is screen recording, so everything that you chat is also getting recorded, so beware. And also I'm recording using Zoom, so kindly do not unnecessarily send messages, because that is going to distract me and also everybody else. All right, so let me see how many people are there who are so interested. Amrita ji, can you switch on your video? Harini, Yanika, Kaumudi. Okay, great. All right. Amrita Ghosh, can you switch on your mobile? Mobile, I'm saying, switch on your video. All right. Okay, then you need to log in from your mobile phone. See, the reason why I want to see everybody is because I want to see your faces. I can read faces. So there are certain things which I want to know whether, you will be anyways going ahead with me in the course or also not. That also I can decipher from your face. So it'll be great if you could, but nonetheless, let me start. I'm going to first of all switch off all the notifications. Today is Ekadashi, if you know. So as I have mentioned, I am starting my 36 hours fasting from today. A lot of people, give so much of ho halla when they are doing the Karwa Chauth. Like, oh my God. And we are like, I've done 48 hours fasting, 36 hours. These are like usual routine monthly fasting that we do. And you should all start also. So let me start with a very, very brief thing. I think most of you know about me. That is why you are here. But I would still give a very brief introduction for the sake of all the people who would not know me or who would be watching only the recording, because you guys are the lucky ones who are watching and looking at this whole session live. And in future also, whatever sessions we'll be having will be live. But others will have to go through the video recordings also. So probably a small introduction about me. So my name is Madhurie Singh. I'm basically born in Banaras, Varanasi. So I think that itself tells me, that I was chosen to be born in a place which is like the source of all the religious and cultural things in Bharat. And though I was only born there, I've lived there maybe a couple of years. And after that, my father kept moving from one city to another. And then my husband kept moving. So I guess we are the travelers. And that has actually given me a lot of insight into different cultures within India and outside India also. Why I started this, my interest, I will tell you, very, very interesting incident. So I always had this thing that, I have a special intuition, but as a child, you really don't know what is the importance of intuition. And nobody talks about that. And especially in my time, nobody talked about it. I remember when I was in my 10th standard, National Public School, Bangalore. And there, one of my friends, I was chatting with him. And that time, only telephone used to be there. After speaking to him, so what happens is intuition works when you are in connect with a person. Okay, so for random people, you will not get intuition. You need to have some connect with that, either over mentally or physically. You must have that environment around you where that person is there. So just after this call, it was quite late. I think I woke up around 2 a.m. or something with a weird dream that his father, who was supposed to be traveling, which I did not know. So he said later on that his father was supposed to travel by train from Bangalore to some place. I got this dream that there's something, some mishap going to happen with that train. And so obviously I called him and I was sweating. So, it was a quite weird dream. And I told him that usually you will, it's a dream. So whether to act on dream or not totally depends on that person. So whether, that friend of mine would have gone to his father early morning to say, Bhaiya mat karo, don't go, because one friend of mine had a dream. That's a weird thing, right? I don't know whether I would. Now I follow everything. My husband follows it to the T. I'll tell you that also. But I think the reason why his father followed was because early morning, just before he was about to leave, another friend, another classmate, he came running and he said the same thing. Obviously, which I was not aware, right? So when two different people are telling you something, you better not do what they're supposed to be, telling. So I think he did not go. We didn't follow up much. But that's when I realized is that friend, the second friend, when his intuition told him to go running to the house and tell his father not to go, actually confirmed that, there is something called intuition, which I have. So it's true. And then over the period, I've been through many, many, many such incidents where I tell somebody or something randomly who has just connected with me, and fortunately or unfortunately, whatever I have said comes true. So, that kind of confidence builds in me also and in other person also. So latest was last month, last year, okay, August. My cousin, she called me in August that her daughter is getting married, and it was a love marriage arranged into, marriage, love into arranged marriage. And I mean, the moment I heard, from then onwards, I felt something morbid, not good feeling. But I can't tell her, right, that I'm getting a feeling that your daughter, where she's going to marry somebody, is, going to have some issue in the future. So what I did was I knew that if I speak to her, I will somehow tell her. And then I will not have any reason, because I've not looked at their charts and I have not spoken to them. I have not seen them. But as this August came, my feelings grew so strong that mornings, the first thought would be about her daughter. So finally, I said, November 23 is her marriage. If I don't say and something goes wrong, I'm not going to be having a peaceful life after that, knowing that, right? So I said, okay, let me tell her. That's her call after that. And so I called her. I sent her a message that call me tomorrow morning. So since I was avoiding her for one full year, she was like, okay, something bad or something good. And when I told her, you know what, I'm getting a feeling that something deathly like thing may happen because of this marriage. I don't know I'm right or wrong, but that's your call. So now let's say, you hear about this from somebody, your reaction will be what, how, what, right? You're like, why are you saying that? But this cousin of mine, she took a pause, and after 2 or 3 seconds pause, she said, Acha, so fir batati hu. I said, what? She said, well, last 15 days back, the groom and her daughter had a fight because of some reason that he was not able to, go for shopping. And so there was constant cancellation of this shopping happening. And she was getting angry that every time I ask you to come to shop, you're always canceling. You're saying my health is not well and all that thing. And out of that, I would say impulse, this guy forwarded his medical report to her. Okay. She's an architect and she works with Reliance. And this guy is a businessman in Banaras. So there's a long distance relationship anyways. The moment she saw the report, now, even if you're not a doctor, I think you can figure out nowadays everything, right? She was like, isme to kuch to gadbad hai. She sent it to her mother. My brother, who's a doctor, he's in Harvard. These guys sent to him, kuch to gadbad hai. And let me tell you what the report said. Cholesterol 500. 500. This thing, what is that? H1BC, that is the diabetes for last 3 months. 9.75. Okay. Fatty liver. I think hemoglobin 6. And last thing was I'm not sure which one, but the 4 salts which we have in our body, 2 of them, one was very high, one was very low. And that I am aware of the imbalances because my father, during his last stages, he was here with me and I could see, every time we had to go through this salt test. Why? Because kidney was not functioning. So they have not tested his kidney, but kidney is also not working, obviously. And I can bet at least 2 or 3 arteries will be blocked 99%. Looking at the entire thing, which they have not done the test. If they do that, I can bet that. So when this report said my brother, so they had not contacted me yet, right? So my brother said, how is he living? First of all, he should not be even standing with this kind of status. So he said, your call. I would not advise you to go through this marriage. Now, this cousin of mine was obviously, because it was a love marriage arranged, right? So the girl and boy like started crying, nahi, nahi, baad mein pata lagta, to kya karte aap log? So we were like, okay, baad mein pata lagta, to that was a different thing. Right now, you are blessed by the divine that you are getting to know of it, right? So then they sent me the chart and all the reports and past reports from 2019. He was having that. That time his cholesterol was 700. How did he live? I don't know. Anyway, so I looked at his chart and so I have this autoimmune disease with me, okay, which flashes when something is seriously troubling me mentally or physically. If something is stressing me out, I get small red marks on my cheeks or on my hands. I looked at his chart and out of stress, suddenly, my face has started getting those red spots. I'm like, enough. मैंने chart बंद किया and I started to say, okay, let me look into her chart, the daughter's chart. And I could see very clearly she has a very, very strong chart. So a person who's coming along with her as her husband or spouse will be very weak because her chart is dominant with all the health issues that he's having. It is like she's going to overpower him. The moment they get married, within couple of weeks, this guy will say tata bye-bye. And what happens, in our Indian society, if girl gets married and the husband is gone, for then onwards, she will be black labeled. So in future, nobody going to marry him, right? So I then had to tell them that this is what I'm looking at. And if you think, there is a well in front of you and all the elders are warning you, if you still go and jump into the well, not only you're going to die and kill yourself, you are going to suffer and make us all suffer, right? So after that, within 2 days, they called the groom's family and they said, let's postpone for 6 months. I don't know why they even said that. But I think by then the guy's family had understood that इनको सब पता लग गया है. Now we cannot fool them. So they said, postpone करने की जरूरत नहीं है. cancel hi kar do. And they were like, okay, chalo, cancel. So it got cancelled. So see, this is the benefit of knowing charts. If they had told me, a year back, mera ye jo ek saal ka stress which I was going through, I would not have. I would have told them right then and there. And maybe not. Maybe, they would have taken some corrective measures also, which you can. But with that kind of serious health, why would you want to jump into fire, at 26, 27 years age? Okay. So I'm going to be starting with the intro session. Okay, coming to the astrology part, I started astrology in 2001 because I was living then back in Australia, and we wanted to start the family, and we came to know it was infertility. So I'm an infertility patient. So when we came back to Australia, from Australia to Mumbai, obviously I could not get into any job because I went through a series of IUIs and IVFs and all that. And I wanted to learn and understand why I'm going through this whole things. And because I was not working, obviously I needed something to keep me sane. So I got into astrology. And by the way, my gynecologist, infertility doctor is, if you know this beer biceps guy, the Ranveer show, yeah, his father, Dr. Gautam Elhavadia, he's the guy. So this guy cheated me, by the way. Okay. He cheated me for 1 year. He knew what the issue was, but he didn't treat me because he wanted to extract that money. So 30,000 every month for the whole thing. Not just the money, the trauma that you go through is immense. So that is why I attract a lot of infertility patients and a lot of people who have trouble. I automatically attract because I have to share that with them. And with this knowledge of astrology, I understood why I was not able to conceive, when I will conceive. So immediately I stop all the treatments when I came to know when that period will come. And that is only when Jupiter had to start. So there were just 1 more year to go. I stopped everything. And only when you get the right period, that is right, Mahadasha started, you will meet the right doctors, right? Otherwise, you will continue to meet wrong doctors and waste the money. So I was like, okay, thank God. Or see, that you don't know whether your what you're learning, what you're trying to predict is right or wrong. It's only when you look back, you will see everything fell into places as per the planets and as per the dates, as per the Mahadasha and Antardasha and all those things. So that was my reason of getting into astrology. I started predicting. I went on Etsy. I had said, okay, for 1 rupee, I will predict. I started getting so many people who would come with, their charts, and some were so suicidal cases and all that. And I would be totally thinking and depressed. So my father, he said, don't do this. Stop all these free wala kaam. Otherwise, you're going to kill yourself and you're trying to conceive. So that negativity will come into the baby also. I said, yeah, that is true. So I stopped for some time predicting for others, but of course I continued learning. And I helped one of the software guys to build a software on astrology at that time, way back. It's called Goravani, if you can search, but it's long back, pretty old software. But now he has come up with several versions. It's one of the very beautiful softwares. But coming to you guys, I want to know why and when did you think you want to learn astrology? Because astrology, remember, you're learning. So there will be two kind of people. One who want to help others sort their problems, and second people will be those who would want to figure out why they are going through in their lives, what they are going through, and how their future life will be. And maybe, also sort out the issues before it happens in the lives of their family members also. So that is why I call astrology as a manual. It's your, like, we are all born with this life manual, which is your astrological Vedic chart. Okay. If like now, to understand the chart, you better know the language of chart. Like if you have a product, say mobile phone, and its entire thing is written in Chinese, the product manual, you will not understand, right? But you need to understand this logic. And if everyone, especially mothers or women, can know the basics also, trust me, you will have so much, you will actually postpone or delay or minimize many problems in their lives. One incident I'll tell you. In 2010, July, I wanted to buy my husband a sports bike. He's very fond of that. So I had saved up some money for that. So while I was looking at what is the right time to buy, I saw something very different. I saw accident. And I said, oh, so he's going to meet with an accident in next 1 month's time. And that time I used to be that, very aggressive person of driving Scorpio. I like four-wheelers. And he was driving Maruti 800. So I said, for 1 month, let's exchange. You drive XUV, I will drive Scorpio, I will drive Maruti 800. So he said, yeah, he was anyways waiting for that, which I was not letting him drive. You will not believe, within a week's time, if you are, most of you are from Pune, if you know, there's a road called Mundwa Road. So on that Mundwa Road, there is a pole on which the transformer is there, right on top. So when you are going from one side, you will meet through the transformer area. And beyond that, you have to turn and go on the other person's road and then take a turn. So while he was there, he saw a very fast Innova coming from the other side where the driver was sleeping. He had slept. And my husband, I could not go around because there was this pole in front of me and I could see this guy coming and I could not do anything. I just stopped. So his car was stationary. And because this guy came banged right at the driver's side tire, so entire Innova went inside the Scorpio's front side from the driver's side. Tire burst, the chassis was gone, but my husband and this driver, both of them came out of it without a scratch. Okay, I lost all the money there because a day before the insurance had expired, and we didn't know that because that time it was all under my husband's control. So, loss was there, but in terms of money, and the fact is that I could prevent the, physical damage. From then on, my husband, they said, whatever you say, I will have to follow that blindly. So, these are the things you can postpone, prevent, minimize. Prevention may not be there always. You can minimize definitely. So if there is going to be a fire, you're supposed to get burnt. You go and touch your, tawa. That's it. So you have got it, but you have minimized it. And how and why, all those things, how you can do that, I'm going to be sharing with you in the future classes. But right now, let me start with each and every one of you one by one. Ujjwala ji, could you just unmute whoever is first person you think?
So, Madhurie, I don't have the rights to unmute because I'm not the co-host. So, if you could give me those rights.
Acha, you're
please.
not co-host?
No.
Okay.
Not yet.
Okay. You can raise hands if anybody wants to start.
Yeah, so I would like to unmute Rashmi first. I'm just doing it randomly. I do not know anyone personally. So
Okay.
I have unmuted Rashmi.
Right.
Rashmi here. So basically, I am a dentist and I am not practicing for like 6 years now.
Uh-huh.
And I first got to know about you from the school group on FB.
Okay.
And after that, I got into Sanskrit and everything. And then I have learned a little on numerology and a little about Vastu. I have always tried to learn about astrology, but then somehow I feel कि थोड़ा maths ज़्यादा लगता है जो I mean it's just a little complicated kind of a thing. So I try to learn things, but there's this thing जो मेरे ग्रह है उसके हिसाब से I'm always confused. I do not find any directions. I am always lost. I just I feel मुझे कहीं से पता चल जाए कि मेरी लाइफ का मोटिव क्या है. And I have Chandra as my आत्मकारक. I have read a lot, but then there are things कि मैं इतनी confused होती हूँ कि इतने mood swings और कभी समझ ही नहीं आता कि मैं लाइफ में करना क्या चाहती हूँ. और even despite having such a good degree, I'm not earning, I'm not doing things that I want to, and I have a very dominant personality. जो चीजें करती हूँ बहुत अच्छे से करती हूँ, लेकिन वो जो है ना ग्रह जो हमारे इतना मैनिपुलेट करते हैं, तो मुझे रियलाइज होता है कि ये इस कारण हुआ. इसके पहले जिस घर में रहती थी तो वहां रियलाइज किया कि चीजें ऐसा लग रहा था किसी ने कुछ कर दिया. एक सेकंड बच्चा. किसी ने कुछ कर दिया, किसी ने कुछ हो गया, लेकिन फिर बाद में रियलाइज हुआ वो सब वास्तु के कारण था. आई लर्न वास्तु. तो इतनी चीजें जब वो हम सीखते हैं, ऑल्सो बियर बाइसेप्स के वो देख देख के अलग अलग न्यूमरोलॉजिस्ट और सब सुन के ना, और सुनने में मतलब पता चला, मैंने काफी 2-3 जगह से सीखा, तो ये रियलाइज किया कि आपको डीप में जाना ही पड़ेगा. आधी आधी नॉलेज काम नहीं आती है. और मेरे साथ ये है कि बचपन से ना इंट्यूशंस रही है, क्योंकि हम मानते नहीं है, उसको नेग्लेक्ट कर देते, तो बाद में रियलाइज होता है कि यार आपने सुनना चाहिए था. I have actually seen मेरे नानी के घर की चोरी पूरा ड्रीम में. एंड द नेक्स्ट मॉर्निंग आई टोल्ड माय मम्मा, मैंने लोगों की डेथ्स देखी है मेरे ड्रीम्स में. एंड आई यूज्ड टू गेट वेरी एजिटेटेड, डर जाती थी बचपन में. तो तब मैंने भगवान को बोल दिया था कि मुझे ये नहीं चाहिए. आई रिजेक्टेड इट. और उसके बाद मुझे बिल्कुल बंद हो गया. एंड नाउ everyone tells me meditate, things will come back or things will get normal या जो भी होगा. मेरा इंट्यूशन बहुत स्ट्रांग था, अभी भी कई बार लगता है, बट क्योंकि मैंने उसको एक्सेप्ट नहीं किया, somehow it rejected me now. तो अब मैं
Don't worry, we will figure out slowly. कैसा है ना, you should not jump into it and say आज ही के दिन मैं astrologer बन जाऊंगी.
Correct. तो I started meditating again कि हाँ ठीक है कहीं से शुरू हो, but then वो वही है कि
let's keep the introduction little brief also, so that we finish with all of this.
Yes, ma'am.
Right? Okay.
Definitely.
Next person. Thank you so much,
Thank you,
Rashmi.
Rashmi. Thank you, Rashmi. I'm unmuting Rutika Jain. Yes, Rutika, you may
Hi,
unmute
everyone.
yourself, please.
My name is, yeah,
Acha, I think she's on 2 devices.
okay, my name is, yeah, no, I'm on one device only.
Okay, because
Can you hear me?
seen as mute. Yes, we can hear you. You may please continue. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Rutika Gupta. I just want to learn astrology to be just clear in my life. I have faced so many ups and downs, so many things in my life that I just want to know that what is there in my future, how can I improve my future, how make a better life for me, my kids, my family, because I have seen a lot in my life, which sometimes I feel that I don't deserve it, but I have to go through it.
Okay. Maybe, as we proceed, we will take the charts of each other's, because it's easier to take known charts, and you can then tell us whether, what we are trying to predict is right or wrong and, mention events.
Yes.
And
Yes,
since it is
ma'am.
going to be a closed group, probably we'll try to maintain the secrecy also as much as possible.
Yes, ma'am.
Right? Okay, great.
Yes,
Thank
ma'am.
you so much.
Thank you so much. And it was really nice meeting you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rutika. I would like to unmute Ekta Bhansali, please. Yes, Ekta, you may please unmute yourself.
Hi, yeah. Hello, myself Ekta Bansali. And with my background, I am with an education background, running preschools in Pune with the name MMI. So I was being in touch with ma'am, being into the, the group says it's a Pune parent group. While connecting to this course, reason being because from past few months, I have been observing that somehow, I'm not able to get to the right person who will be able to, that confidence in the samne wala person that, yeah, this is the right person who's guiding us correct when in need. So I have my cousin whose husband is in astrology since, I think almost 8 years down the line, we were consulting him, but somehow we disconnected in between. So that trust is somehow not able to get into, and like connecting the dots, my father-in-law was dealing with somebody, and then I happened to stop him in between and tell him, no, I feel there's something wrong in between. I stopped him doing that, but I had no valid answers for him, ki, why you should not do. But later on, stopping in between was a, benefit for him, definitely. But I would want to see more answers that, why is this happening? And I would be able to justify him why, am I able to tell him the right thing in the right time? Maybe that we say, prevention is better than cure, sort of a thing. And then, maybe this course will help me out to seek my own answers to help other people, like my own family. I don't want to help, like my right now motto is not that way. But yeah, to my own family, and obviously to judge the other person. Yeah, this person is helpful to us,
Right.
to
Great.
be less cheated on.
Okay, right. Thank you. Thank you, Ekta. I think, everybody who's looking at this course should be more concerned that, okay, let's understand my chart first and extrapolate it so that my family is also taken care of. Whether you
Right.
want to become an astrologer for other people or not, that will be your choice, right?
Absolutely.
Right now, it is just understand your own chart.
Absolutely, that's not a choice right now, because I already have a set background. I would not want to disturb it right now, because this is just a connecting a dot, right? Like, a
Okay.
month back I helped my father-in-law, so I would want to just protect my family
Great,
for
great.
that.
Okay, thank you, Ekta.
Thank you, Ekta.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. I would like to unmute Amrita Ghosh, please. Amrita, if you can please unmute yourself. We're not able to hear you, Amrita.
Am I audible now?
Yes. Yes, you are.
Okay, a very good noon to everyone. Yeah, I was just scrolling through the Facebook, and from there I got to know about, actually I belong to a Bengali background, Bengali family. So are you able to hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. So the rituals and customs, like what we have said, na, like हम बच्चों को शिक्षा देते हैं लेकिन संस्कार नहीं दे पाते हैं. So that sanskar now at the age of 40, I want to inculcate in my child. I'm going through. So in Bengali culture, we don't have that Diwali Pujan, Lakshmi Pujan and all.
Uh-huh.
We do the Kali Puja, and that too we go to the temple. And I had some troubled childhood and the marriage also. I have a child, and now I'm very concerned about her. So I feel very lonely. I want to know exactly where I'm getting confused, why this loneliness it's coming, and why it's hovering on my mind day in, day out. So for that, I want to get into that so that I could predict some things and I could prevent something up to some levels, because some decisions that I have taken in life that has boomeranged in a very bad way.
Okay, right. Welcome and thank you so much.
Okay,
Thank you,
ma'am. Thank you
Amrita.
for this opportunity.
Welcome.
Yeah. I would like to unmute Ritu Garg, ma'am.
Hi.
Hi.
Hello, Madhurie ma'am. Can you hear
Hello.
me? Hello,
Yes.
Ujjwala ji.
Welcome.
Yeah, actually, my concern with the astrology, my relation, I have been passionate about it and reading about it, but haven't joined any course or anything yet. And my keen desire was, till now, we were engrossed in raising the children, raising the family, settling the career. Now this is the time when I say I'm thinking that I should give some time to my passion also, to know about it. First and foremost is to know about my own chart, because I don't have the right time of birth with me. I know this is a tentative time, so I have never been to astrologers, because I think मुझे लगता था कि जब टाइम नहीं है तो मे बी दे कैन नॉट मेक माय चार्ट करेक्ट. एक दो बार जैसे पेरेंट्स ने शादी के टाइम बनवाया या कुछ, तो कोई कुछ बताता है, कोई कुछ, बट वैसा होता नहीं है. So the thing is कि to get the right direction and to know the basic science behind it. That's why I'm here.
Okay, welcome. So the time of the chart is something that, see, it's all mathematics. Okay. So how we will do is, it's very simple. Using your events of your life, the
Hmm.
major events, We are going to
Right.
see what are the planets we usually give those things. And then 4-5 जब events match करने लगेंगे, automatically your timing will set. तो उसका एक process होता है. It's very easy. Most of the people will, make a big deal out of it. It's not difficult. But
Yeah.
वो आपको share करना पड़ेगा, right? कि
Yeah,
when you
definitely.
got this. So अलग-अलग areas के जब हम event को time के साथ, seconds के साथ decipher करेंगे कि see there is somebody, for example, पुलिस घर में अगर आ रहा है, इसका मतलब there has been some event, unless he is your friend, right? तो
Right.
अगर आपके घर में वो पुलिस आ रहा है, that means let's say it's a planet, Mars. हम उसको let's say पुलिस is a Mars, right? अगर वो मार्स आपके घर में आया है उस पर्टिकुलर टाइम में, there will be some event connected to his personality. Okay? और वैसे ही उसी समय अगर कुछ हुआ है, then that means this guy that means that timing is correct. Then we will go to another peg. So, to make a line, you need different dots. Then only you can connect those dots, right? So then over the period, you will figure out yourself what is my right time. And that will become the way to figure out future events by knowing when past happened. More simple, hai, right? Okay, great. Thank you and
Thank
welcome.
you. Thank you, Ritu. I would like to unmute Harini ma'am. Yeah. Harini, you will have to unmute yourself, please. Yeah.
Namaste, everyone. Namaste, Madhurie ji.
Namaste.
I work with, I'm a mathematics teacher and as well as an engineer, and I teach mathematics in Sanskritam. So I learned astrology at the knee of my grandfather, and I learned Vastu from my father-in-law. And but it has still been a long time since I have not practiced it. I actually like when I give advices to parents, to children, what to do with school. So that's how we got connected. Maybe the Sanskrit background also we have got connected through that. But whenever I check out somebody's future, when we do some career counseling, I find that a lot of things work out with the child's the Jyotisha chart.
It is always. So, I have I've made a course which I have not released yet. And I'm hoping that in future, instead of going to the career counselors who do not know the past life of the child or the, astrology, it's going to actually very clearly mention, where this child is going to. From the time that child is born, you can actually tell the career path that child will take, and not just career path. So career is very different from educational path.
Yes.
Right? So what will be the graduation, post-graduation that child will do, and where, India, abroad, and also what will be the career field and when. So all those things we can decipher from the chart much better, in more accuracy than any of these tests, aptitude test and psychometric test. Yeah, all those, psychometric test changes with, because today a child is in 5th grade, you take the psychometric test, whatever he knows at that point of time, he will answer. After 10 years, his brain has evolved, he's learned so much. Again, if you ask the same, you have the same test, but now the answers will be different, right? So you just cannot believe. I because I'm into this parenting thing, I'm getting like every month some psychometric test guy will come and say, ma'am, hamara le lo. And I'm like, okay, my guinea pigs are my own sons. I'm every time, they make faces, mama, fir se, let's see how true or how much.
Yeah, and every time
it's a very broadly they mention, and that doesn't help, right? So yeah. All right,
apart
welcome.
from that, actually, because I teach mathematics in Sanskritam, I go through these Brihat Samhita, Aryabhata, And they all have a Jyotisha component, which is the calculation of the planetary speeds and the position of the planets and all that. I feel that Jyotisha is, the predictive Jyotisha is gets a bad name because the people who are doing it is an accurate science, but they are not doing the prediction properly.
Yes.
So that is
Yes.
where we need to
So that
concentrate
is
on.
why, see, earlier when the rishis were learning, they learned astrology, they learned Sanskrit, they learned, the Shadang which we have in the
Yes.
Veds. Everything. You cannot. So they knew everything, and that is why mathematics, geometry, astronomy, astrology, everything they learned.
Yes.
Here nowadays, the people just learn one part of it. And obviously mathematics is important part of astrology. Degrees, calculations, statistics is very important. So a lot will be mathematics, but don't be scared,
Yes.
because I'm trying. See, I found that I teach very good way by simplifying things. I simplify it to the level that even a grade 5 child should understand as easily as possible, because that is how my brain works. If I don't understand it at that level of grade 5, I will never be able to understand. And thankfully nowadays with AI, if you write on ChatGPT, explain this as if you are explaining to a grade 5 or 10-year-old, I'm telling you, the way it explains is right what it comes to me. That is how I understand things. So don't worry, we will learn from each other, because you are having other backgrounds of mathematics and all those things. Though I'm a software engineer, I don't have that great mathematical background, which you should be having. So you should always give me a lot of insight also. Great. Thank you and
Yes.
welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Harini. So I would like to unmute Shweta Sonulkar. Shweta, please unmute yourself and switch on your video.
Hi, I'm
Hi.
Sweta.
Hi, Swet.
So basically, I'm in US here. So मेरा बेसिकली कैसा है कि मेरी मम्मी को जो बोलती है उसके काला जुबान है बोलते हैं. सो को जो बोलती है वो आज तक मैं उनको कभी मतलब रूठाया नहीं या बुरा नहीं कहा. तो मैं ये जानना चाहती हूँ कि क्या अच्छा बोलने से प्रिडिक्ट होने से अच्छा हो सकता है. तो वो मैं चाहती हूँ कि अगर मैं बोलूं, और मेरे से भी बहुत बार हुआ है, लाइक इवेंट्स ऐसे होते हैं कि मुझे कोई सपना आया हो कि ऐसे होने वाला है, तो वो हो गया है और वो प्रिडिक्ट भी कर सकती थी मैं. सो मुझे ये पता करना है कि अगर मैं अच्छा कहूँ तो वो हो सकता है क्या. और मेरे ऐसे जीवन में बहुत सारे इवेंट्स हुए हैं जो मैं अच्छा चाहती हूँ प्रिडिक्ट करना कि आपको जॉब लगे, मुझे भी जॉब लगे, लेकिन मेरे से तो नहीं हुआ है. तो आई वांट टू लर्न दैट बेसिक्स कि मैं कहाँ बोल सकती हूँ कि कनेक्ट कर सकूं कि मैं प्रिडिक्ट अच्छा कर सकूं और वो हो पाए. मेरी फैमिली
Okay.
से ही शुरू हो जाए.
Acha. So here we are all born with some past karma, है ना. अगर आपके चार्ट में those planets which actually are very powerful, so 2-3 planets हैं, जैसे शनि जी, गुरु, राहु, ये अगर आपके उन हाउसेस में बैठे हैं जहां से आपके टंग एंड ब्रेन का कनेक्शन है, then only you can what your mother is doing, or when I say something it comes true, is because of that. It's not that everybody's whatever they say will come true. It's just the placement of the planets. So probably you will have something very different, right? So your strength will have to see कि वो कौन सा चीज है जो आप कर सकते हो which will come true for others. Got it? So
Yeah.
black tongue या ब्लैक टंग इसलिए बोलते हैं, जनरली कैसा होता है ना, हम गुस्से में कुछ बोल देते हैं, तो गुस्से में प्यार अच्छी चीज तो नहीं निकलता है ना मुंह से. So वो black हो जाता है. It is dark for that other person. हमने किसी को कर्ज ही किया होता है उस गुस्से में. So it is dark tongue, right? Black tongue. But ideally that person, that is your mother, will also, if she says something good for others, without thinking much, इसमें you have to not involve your brain. It comes from ऊपर से. That is
हाँ
the divine, the super consciousness. When, because it's like कोई आपको बोल रहा है, बोलो. Then you say something, it will come true whether it is good or bad. So that is one reason, if you see, I avoid meeting lot of people. I have stopped going to parties, functions, and kitty parties है तो बहुत पहले से ही, but other things, you know, I try to avoid people. It is very difficult. So not everybody is able to do that also. But कुछ पाने के लिए आपको कुछ खोना पड़ता है, ये सबको पता है, right? So for me, it was more important that I want to be able to predict and say things to others and it should come true. And for that, I have to clean the aura around me. I don't want to meet people who will be constantly negative. And when I meet them, I can actually feel whether they are, you know, tense, कुछ pressure में है, कुछ stress है, या they have come with some negative thoughts for me only. So, and then there are people who suck your energy, right? वो इतना negative बकबक करते हैं कि by the time they are done with the whole thing, you want them to go, and then you need, I like sometimes need 1 to 2 hours just to recharge myself. And it can sometimes, you know, बहुत बहुत मुश्किल होता है. It just cannot get that words out of my head because I've already gone through the ears, right? Once it enters your ears, it has gone into your brain and it is revolving constantly. So I try to avoid negative people, lot of people, because कहीं ना कोई रहता है. So if you want to develop that, that is also intuition, right? Basically intuitive power. You have to, there are set processes written in our scriptures. You can do that. थोड़ा टाइम लगेगा. मैंने तो अभी रिसेंटली स्टार्ट किया. मुझे तो अपने कल्चर के बारे में जीरो पता था. I started only during COVID time, 2020. I'm sure many of you know.
Yeah.
I created this group, Vedic Kida, only for this purpose. Because suddenly, you know, one day I was watching a video about a man. He was distributing food during COVID time on the streets. Pura street khali. He's and camera kabhi idhar, kabhi udhar. And then one place he saw that there was one man on the road eating, or rather sitting next to the dead dog. And when he went there, he said that I'm waiting for this dog to die. उस समय शायद मरा नहीं होगा. It was an accident. So dog had met with an accident. He was waiting for the dog to die so that he can eat that dog. I'm like, that event changed me. I thought from that day I've not eaten non-veg. That's the end of it. I said I'm so privileged that I can eat anything I want. So why should I kill another animal or life for my taste buds? But having said that, let me tell you, I cook for my sons. Because unka jo, as per their chart and their needs, it is needed. Sabka hota hai. And our Ayurvedic, if anybody is into Ayurveda, will know that our Ayurveda does not prevent anybody from not eating non-veg or anything, right? It is a very wholesome 360 degree wala nutrition hota hai usme. It is, Ayurveda has everything involved. So if you have that Rakshas Pravritti ka, you're born with that, right? You have to eat. Otherwise, घास फूस आपके लिए नहीं है. It will not work for you. So this is what I have come to know, you know, from what I have little bit of knowledge, because I attended this Bhishma Indic course where I understood I went through the course called Ancient Indian Science and Technology. So that everything which is science and technology, which India used to rule the world, is explained. I think everybody should go through that course to get back that pride in you and then transfer that pride to the children or the society, because you should have examples. Otherwise, we can't just say, "Arey, acha tha." Arey, kya acha tha? Your children will ask you all these questions. Then you can come up with like Baudhayan ne Pythagoras theorem banaya, या कणाद ऋषि ने हमारा atom and nuclear physics का बताया. When you have answers, then only you can convince other people, right? So yeah,
Yes.
we will work on that. So you will have to do a lot of mantras. मंत्र के
हाँ, मैं
बिना
करती हूँ, बहुत करती हूँ बचपन
Okay.
से। मेरी मम्मी इसीलिए पूजा करो, दिया करो, मंत्र, श्लोक, पुस्तक पढ़ो,
So there
ये
are,
सब तो
okay,
करती हूँ मैं।
I have, if you know, so there is a mantra shastra, okay, which I did 2020, yeah, 2020 वही COVID के time पे I started that. Not every mantra is for everybody. Not every mantra will be fruitful for everybody. You have to know as per your chart who is your Ishta Devata. Okay, एक तो अपने अंदर से आएगा. That is your Ishta Devata by default. But if you are confused, you should know who is your Ishta Devata. And then there is a family Devata, Kul Devata. You should have two Devatas. One who is controlling your family and genetics and all those, and another who's controlling your life. So एक होता है ना, manager and sub-manager, you will have both in your life. So you need to know that there is so many times Bhagya Devata is your main manager or who you should be basically worshipping. For me, I came to know of it very late, but I was attracted to Hanuman ji always because हमारे कुल देवता है वो. हमारे घर में ही खानदान में हनुमान जी का पूजा होता है because Banaras, Sankat Mochan and all those things, right? But later on, I came to know that I have in my ninth house is from where you will decipher who is going to be your Kul Devta. Okay. So you will learn about that also. Yeah. Thank you, Shweta.
Thank you
And
so
welcome.
much.
Yeah, thank you, Shweta. Madhurie, some people want to know how long will this go on because it's already 1:06.
Oh,
and we
yeah.
have
We'll
other
just finish
commitments.
with all the introduction quickly.
So, yeah, so
that,
can we
yeah.
have Lalita now? Because Lalita has to go and pick up her child.
Yeah, sure.
So then maybe after her
Anybody in
introduction, she
hurry,
may
you
be
can message to
raise
Jwala.
your hand. Yeah, or you can message on the group. I will unmute yourself. Yeah, so Lalita, please introduce yourself and then you may leave.
Hi, ma'am.
Hi, Lalita.
Yeah. So I'm currently in Bangalore, but I'm from Nasik, and yeah. So I want to learn about the curiosity. Like today also, it's a Ekadashi. So you told that I also do the fasting for the Ekadashi. So there is also science behind the Ekadashi fast as well. So I do believe that there is a science behind the astrology, Vastu, and all the things. So it is not, I mean, like people say that मेरा विश्वास नहीं है ऐसा उस पे. So there is a science actually. And in my life, like
why do you want to learn?
Yeah, yeah, that is what I told you, that out of curiosity, because I feel some things in my life. Like I'm a software engineer. I'm working for the IT company, and my interest is in fitness as well, fitness and photography. So I'm a yoga teacher as well. I have done the courses and diploma in yoga. So I started my yoga journey. I started doing the career. I started career in that, and I left my job as a software engineer 2 years back. So for 1 year, I started with that, and there were some clashes with my husband's job and all the things. So I was just thinking to rejoin my job. And one of my friend, coincidentally, she just read my card. She is a tarot card reader, but I didn't believe that time. And she just told me that you can't do much with your yoga and photography profession in future. So your profession, I mean, you will do good. You will earn better money in the software field. So in the IT field only. And coincidentally, my previous company only just called me and asked to join, and all the things happen coincidentally. All the things happen. I mean, very smoothly it goes. And I had to stop actually my yoga career.
So
and all.
are you interested in astrology or not?
yeah, that's what I mean, it got me hit that there is something, वो बोलते हैं ना कि नहीं, नसीब में जो है वो वही चलता है, you can't change some things. So I'm interested to go into the deep with all the things, so I want to learn what is it actually and how it works.
Okay, great. Thank you, Lalita.
Thank you.
So
Thank you,
somebody
Lalita.
wants to leave.
Yes.
So if it is absolutely necessary, then only leave, because while we're talking, we'll get to know a lot of things about yourself also. And I may share things which, see, I don't prepare. I will never prepare. It comes to me and वो मुझे खुद ही नहीं पता है how did I say that. So try not to unnecessarily leave also. If you can attend, great. Because of course you can watch the recording, but my advice is always attend physically as much as possible. All right, next.
Can we
I
have
think
Preeti? It's mentioned as Preeti Raj, but I think is it Preeti Pandya? Yeah, thank you.
Sorry, good morning to everyone from here. It's around
Yeah.
7 something.
Where are you?
know I'm
She's
in the UK.
Okay.
I know Madhurie ji through my connection with Dr. Manish Pandit, who's a friend and colleague. We work together
Oh,
in
he's a wonderful astrologer also.
yeah.
Are you
And
aware?
yeah, and PVR, no,
PVR, yes,
Narasimha Rao,
PVR
yeah, through.
Narasimha Rao, yes.
So
Yeah,
I
yeah.
came to
We have
know
been
about
chatting a lot last couple of years.
yeah.
He's
Manish
become
has
very
become
famous now, right? For PVR,
yeah,
he's
he's not
becomes, and his
same
predictions are
Manish.
so bang on.
Yeah, so
Manish ji
Manish is
doesn't predict much because
yeah.
he has a different life purpose.
Yeah. He's something else now. He's not what I have, because he used to initially when he used to work in A&E, I remember once or twice he just said something to somebody that was the point treating you or something like that. So yeah.
So Manish ji,
This
if
is
you
what
know,
I'm talking about 20
for
years
the
ago.
other people, Manish Pandit is also, he's a neurologist, I think.
No, he's a nuclear radiologist
Scientist,
and nuclear medicine.
Yeah, and he is also into astrology, and he's built a temple here, right? In
Yes.
Maharashtra, right? Just a
Yeah.
couple of months back.
And he's going to do something in Varanasi, I think.
Yes. Yes, I'm aware.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, so I'm a gynecologist, and then I came to UK. I worked a little bit, and then I became family physician. And I always wanted to do research, so went into research. So family medicine and research, and I had pretty good career, top of my career. I'm really, really good doctor. I would say I'm not boasting about myself, but I have that intuition. I care. I'm genuine. And like
So all the
my
ladies
life.
here can definitely ask you questions, right?
Yeah.
If
So
it is
yeah,
related to
absolutely.
gynecology.
So all my life, the only prayer I have done that, please God, make sure nobody comes to any harm because of me. That is my prayer as a doctor. That's it.
Wow.
So I have diagnosed and I've saved people, and even later on I get scared that why did I do this? Because I ended up finding something serious there, because it's not normal part of investigation or normal part of questioning. So this is my life, and I think in past life I was a healer, I was a doctor. I know that for sure, because from age 3, 4, 5 I always wanted to be a doctor. So but what happened, the major thing which happened in my life was COVID. And then when COVID, I was fine. I became ill for 2-3 days, and then I was back to normal. But my husband and my daughter got really, really ill. And I went through a period
COVID?
from COVID, yeah.
Oh.
So this is January 22. January 22, this started in 2020, but January 22 was the turning point, kind of. It was impossible. Everything went wrong in my life from every aspect. My career, I had to leave. From top of my career, I was a senior partner. I was forced to leave. In spite of doing so much at work, I was never getting any credit, and I was
working 2.5 days, but I was doing 7 days job. I was responsible for everything, but no thankfulness from that. My parents became ill. My father died. My
Can you
mom.
brief it up, please? Because we also,
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Yeah.
we'll do the
So
session maybe later
basically,
also.
sure. So basically, when my husband and my daughter got ill, I spent more than 40,000 pounds, and they're just not getting better. So in January, I started them on Ayurvedic treatment. And part of the Ayurveda, because Ayurveda, again, in Ayurvedic medicine, there is a Vedic astrology. And this
Because
is where,
astrology and Ayurveda is connected, right? If you know
yes,
what is your pravritti, I mean, what are you born as a Rakshasa, which
So
gana, which
I'm
guna?
trained in Ayurveda now. So I'm trained in functional medicine. I'm trained, nearly finished training in Ayurveda. My daughter is a theoretical physicist. She knows quite a lot about astrology. But right now in my household, so I haven't worked for 2 years. I'm very good doctor, and people would be queuing up for me, but it's just not happening. My daughter is extremely brilliant in spite of being so ill. Until we started Ayurvedic treatment, she
So you
wasn't
want to
getting
decipher why this is happening, until when?
Yeah, and I want to learn, and I want to obviously help my family, because this is where I realized that there's something more than science. It
Yes.
is,
See,
you have to.
this is how you know people who don't believe are actually those who are successfully doing things in their life, because that they are blessed that their career period and the best planets are coinciding, right? So that time, there is a age for everybody. The career period, which starts from say age 24 to 55, 60, 65. If good planets which are going to support you come at that time, you will definitely have this wonderful time. But if they come early, right in the beginning of your childhood or very, very late, then you don't benefit out of it. You can't do anything for that. But you can always make some of the planets which are good for you stronger, so that you may not have that exactly wo jo 100% wala effectiveness will not be there, but it will start to give you something. Got it? So probably that best phase or the best planets have just passed. Now there is another planet's Mahadasha starting in your life, and that is why you're going through all these issues.
So they said that it was my graha which are strong, and that's why I'm supporting these two. So I very significantly feel that there's a very strong connection between me and my daughter in every way.
It is always there. If you, all of you, go back and check your chart and your daughter's chart, your husband's chart and your son's chart, you will see such similarity. There will be planets one after another nearly at the same place. That's how it is. In my house, my mother's chart, my sister's chart, my chart, they're all at this. And then now my sister's daughter has the same, pretty much major planets will be at the same places, because this is how it is passed on. That is also one of the genetics, why genetics works. Great.
So
Thank
I
you,
just need to know that this is beyond. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Preeti. We will
Thank you.
take up again in the next sessions, please. So can we have Savita ma'am going in next? Savita Chetty.
Yeah. Myself is Savita Chetty. I work
Hi,
with
Savita.
I
I know her as Amu. I know
So,
Savita since she was, I don't know
actually,
actually.
बचपन से जानते हो आप मुझे.
You were like very, very small toddler.
हाँ.
Because her sister and me, we are schoolmates since class 3. I had come from Calcutta to Naini, Allahabad, and we sat together. And from that day till today, we are friends.
Yeah. So I wanted to tell Didi that actually I was pushing you कि आप course start करो, because I wanted to learn from you. You know that. I told you also this.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
So I met Madhurie Didi for my astrology purpose. I wanted to start with that. It was 2006. that is where I came to know about her. And my sister only told you should speak to her. So when I spoke to her, and the way she predicted about my personal marriage life, and she knows that very well. So that how it turned it out, how it shaped it out, the way she predicted and the things she told to me, it was approximately ban on actually. So that is a way she had predicted, and that's where I believe on her. But yes, I was very young, got married, and there was so much of problems were going on. But yeah, I was actually confused during that time. But how I what why I wanted to learn astrology is basically wanted to know I've done a lots of things. I've done a Vastu, I've done the Reiki. I've done lots of things actually in between. Lots of things I've done it. But yes, I wanted to go in detail with astrology with a known person. I've done a little bit of astrology also. I was doing prediction also in between, but not that great. Astrology is like a max and science and Ayurveda, everything is mixed. So you have to go with a person who understands astrology very well. So that is one of the reason. And I wanted to learn from myself. And let's see later how the things go and predict if I am able to do it or not, prediction about others or not. But I wanted to learn from myself and see how I can groom myself about this one and grow in astrology. So that is what I wanted to say.
Thank
And
you.
I know you very well, so that is the thing. So I wanted to
Great.
learn from you. So when you written it, that's immediately I thought, okay, let me join it, and I wanted to learn from you. So that is there.
Thank you. Thank you. Actually, there have been so many people who wanted to, and maybe half of them got frustrated and left. Because, so, I also wanted to teach, but like I said, there is a planet which tells you karna hai, nahi karna hai. You may have the desires and dreams will be there because of another planet. But actual, it's like the driver. आपको ड्राइवर ड्रीम करना है, मुझे गाड़ी चलाना है, आपको आती नहीं है.
Yeah.
So you have to hire a driver. Unless the driver and the car, both of them are together present, you will not be able to drive. So for me, the Gadi was there always. Driver was not there. So now the dasha of driver has started. So obviously I will be, it just cannot, you cannot stop also. Huh? If you say कि नहीं अब मैं नहीं पढ़ाना चाहती हूँ, I will have to. I will teach something. So right now I'm running 4 courses in different areas. Not just astrology. I'm into parenting also. So I'm doing podcast recordings also now. So all the people, I felt that if you see the podcast also nowadays, you have podcasts for political people, actors, sports people, what is that? Economics, everything. Even astrology, a lot of people are now started. But
Yeah, you
there is
told
no
us.
podcast for teachers. There is no
Oh.
podcast which will give them a platform, the educators, the principals. So I said, क्यों depend करो, wait करो किसी के लिए, let me start. So I just sent out message to, I think couple of friends and including Sumati and principals, that if you are interested, please write 2 dates when you will be available. I thought कोई बोलेगा 1 महीने बाद, कोई बोलेगा. Everybody gave me date within 1 week's time. So I recorded my first season already. Abhi it has to be edited, which will start from after Diwali onwards. So, I think when you want to do something, just get on it. There will be hurdles, but the final result will come when it has to come. But meanwhile, all the learnings you have to get. Otherwise, you are learning while teaching. That is not right. So मैंने इसीलिए पिछले, I have learned Sanskrit. I have learned Bhagavad Gita. I have learned Vastu. I have learned KP. I'm learning, in fact, KP now. KP is another form of astrology. Although KP ka hai ki, I like Vedic because I want to know why. Why somebody is suffering. इसका क्या कर्मा है, past में, life में क्या ऐसा किया है, future में कैसा होगा. Who is the person who is the main culprit? वो जिसके चक्कर में इस बेचारे के लाइफ में ऐसा प्रॉब्लम आ रहा है. I want to know that. Then I can guide on mantras. KP में मंत्र थोड़ा मुश्किल होता है. So I did that. That is why. Great. And Sumati ka bhi record मैंने कर लिया. So,
Thank you.
anybody who is into children, parenting and has something to share, I will want them to come on my podcast. If anybody is interested, let me know.
Sure, sure, sure.
So,
Thank
chalo.
you,
Welcome.
Savita.
And
Can
I
we have?
might be leaving another 2-3 minutes because
Yeah,
मुझे
I
दूसरा
think pretty
meeting है.
much we are done with everybody here. Anybody not?
Yeah, Deepika, Alina, Jaya, quite a few are still left.
Oh, अच्छा, अच्छा,
Sonal,
ठीक है.
Yanika. So Deepika, can we have you next, please?
Can
Yeah.
we have everybody please थोड़ा brief में बताओ? We will
Yeah.
definitely know about you as we proceed in future.
Yeah.
Hello, Madhurie ji.
Hi.
I was a part of your very first Sambhashan Varg on Sanskrit Bharati.
Oh,
The
really?
class that you taught, and it was such a pleasure. I thoroughly enjoyed it. And उस समय हमारी बात भी हुई थी फोन पे, where I had asked you कि मुझे एस्ट्रोलॉजी भी सीखना है, and that time I had no idea that you were learning. तो आपने बोला था कि मैं शुरू करने वाली हूँ क्लास,
हाँ.
and उस बात को अभी 1.5 साल हो गए हैं.
Yeah,
And
you
I'm
are one
so
of those.
excited. Yes, yes. I was very excited to get the message yesterday. So the reasons is pretty much what everybody has said. Abhi tak ki, the curiosity, I have always been intrigued by astrology. And, there are always some or the other questions that pop up in your mind. Kyun ho raha hai? Why me? Where in the larger picture, everything is good, but somewhere there is always a struggle inside, तो क्यों ऐसे हो रहा है? Why there is never peace? And so basically, it is only for myself and my family members. Helping others, uske liye to there is a long way to go. So to
Great.
begin, this is why
Anybody who is into astrology is already होता है ना life के stages. You're already a step ahead of many human beings. Let me tell you that. And the moment you start learning a lot of things in your life, just learning, in the process of learning itself, you will see a lot of things in your life will change for the better. Okay. Thank you, Deepika. Welcome.
Yeah. Thank you, Deepika. Can we have Alina next? Alina? Yeah, hi, Alina.
I was on mute. Hi, namaste.
Namaste.
I am from Romania, Europe, and I have always been interested in the occult and the astrology. I started learning astrology when I was 26, but tropical astrology, because that is popular in Europe. And since 2 years ago, I started with Jyotish. I also did some courses with Saptarishi astrology, Vedic astrology for beginners, a Muhurta course, a little bit of Brigu Nandi Nandi. But this year I had a more rough year, so I stopped learning. But I always keep my astrology books near me. I always try to read something at least once a week. Yeah, and I know it will take me lifetimes to gain the knowledge, but I'm just a beginner, and yeah, I just love
So, we are all beginners. We can never say that everybody knows everything, right? And the more you read the same book again and again, you will find, oh, this is something new which I learned today. And you just have to think that you are a learner forever and keep on absorbing from as many sources, because every person will have a different knowledge to give you. So yeah, great.
I'm very
Thank you,
grateful
Alina.
to be here.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. So can I go next before the other participants?
Oh yeah, of course. Ujjwala, sorry.
No problem. So I have been having a lot of sixth sense, and my siblings also agree that, I have a very strong sixth sense. And my uncles were also into astrology and, numerology or palmistry, if I can say that. So right from childhood, I had seen these books in the house. And I think when I was in the 5th or the 6th standard, I happened to see my sister's friend's palm. And I told her that you're going to die very soon. At that age, you don't have that sense, that what you should say suddenly and all that. And it was all fun. And, she was like, oh, really? So I'm also going to die. I'm going to die so young and all that. So I said, yeah, bahut jaldi marne wali hai. So, and it was all in fun, and within a week, she was diagnosed with juvenile diabetes. And she did live much longer than what she had expected and what we all had expected. She was a very close friend of my sister's. Her elder sister is a very close friend of mine. Unfortunately, she passed away some years back with a cardiac arrest and lungs bursting and a lot of things, and had a pretty tough life medically. Okay, so that is when I just stopped. I said, no, I'm not going to do this because it was very painful for me to go through that. Then once I came to Pune, I happened to be from the north as well. I came to Pune, and during my corporate journey, I happened to meet a person who said that corporate life is not my calling. My calling is occult, and I should get into occult. That person used to stay at Nico Garden in Viman Nagar. Madhurie, you would be knowing Nico Garden in Viman Nagar. I am trying, and meaning over the years, I kind of forgot. He had given me a small chart. He said, you keep this always with you. I still have the chart in tatters now. I don't know, I forgot that person's name and all that. And last few years, again, I started remembering all the things that he had told me, and, the thing that, I should be in occult. And I have realized that, a lot of times when I say something, those things come true. So, so that thing was there in my mind. And somehow that KP thing, you asked me, that why I have got into the KP astrology. It just happened. It just came and I joined. And the first session I couldn't attend. The second session I'm trying to attend as much as I can. And I was also waiting for you to start your astrology in your Sanskrit class, which you had mentioned a year and a half back.
Yeah.
So I was also waiting for that. So as soon as the opportunity came, I said, why not? So along with the KP astrology, I know that I should know the Vedic astrology first, because I know I'm not understanding anything in the KP astrology as of now. I don't know anything
Yeah,
about the
KP is
chart and everything.
shortcut, no? It's like learning
Yeah,
the kunji before you pick up the book textbook.
Yes. So that is one of the reasons. And I would really like to know, because there are a lot of things that I just say and it happens true. And then, I also at times feel that, this is not right. Like a very recent thing is my brother-in-law's marriage. I thought it wouldn't work. And 3 days back, his wife filed for a divorce. They were married just 2 years. So, and there is another marriage happening in December, which I think is not going to work out, but no way my husband is ready to agree, because it is he who has fixed that marriage. So I have that, that fear that, what is going to happen? What is going to happen? So I want to, sort these things out, that,
So
okay,
we
so
should
let me
always
understand
remember,
it.
we are not saying it's
Yeah.
somebody. So we are the mediums.
Medium, correct.
It's just that, super consciousness, collective, like I say, crowd consciousness. Like we have crowdfunding, there is a cloud consciousness. And from there, if you are a good person, intuitive person, and you at the calmest point of your time, if you're getting a message, you're just a medium. So please either convey or don't feel guilty. That is one thing I would
I have
rather
conveyed
say.
it in absolute blunt terms. I have told the girl's mother that you should not go ahead, meaning at least 10 times
But
till now.
like I said, without, so there is no diagnosis, right? Like doctors have, where you can see the medical report here. You can't do that. Of course, if you ask them for the chart, probably then you can decide.
Yeah. But yes, my part I have done. It's up to them now. So let's see.
All right.
So thank you so much. Let's go for the
Thank
next person, Jaya. Jaya. Yeah.
Jaya
So
has
you may
raised her
unmute
hand.
yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm traveling,
Okay.
so maybe there'll be some disturbances. Pardon me for that. So I was connected to Namaste Madhuriji. I was connected to Madhuriji during the COVID group, and I mean the way she has influenced me completely. My lifestyle has changed.
Really?
So
For good or bad?
yes, my family is very traditional, and we always do puja. But see,
I think your travel is causing issues. So maybe we can come back to it later.
Yeah. Jnanika Kaumudi. I hope I have pronounced your name correctly. Jnanika Kaumidi.
You can mute Jaya meanwhile.
Yeah. I have tried to mute her, but I think her internet is bad, so she's got stuck. Yeah. So Jnanika, can you please unmute yourself? Jnanika?
yeah, are you able to hear
Okay,
me?
so Jaya, continue.
Jaya is there. Yeah.
So last few years, couple of years, there is things are going upside down. My life has always been up and down, but I have managed. But now it's coming to my kids, and he was absolutely fine, and my kid is falling sick very frequently, almost every week. So I don't know who to sort after, because there are so many people who claim they know everything, do this, do that, do this puja. So I am a form believer.
You're mute.
I am able to understand something better and find out what is causing so much of trouble. So that is my reason for joining this class.
Okay.
Okay.
Welcome.
Yeah. Thank you, Jaya. Can we have now? I guess everybody is done. Sonal.
Hello.
Monica has also left. Yeah. Hi, Sonal.
Hello, everyone. Sonal here.
Hi, Sonal.
I have joined Madhurie ma'am from the Pune parent group, and yes, follower of you from a long time, and I go through your articles very leniently, and yes, one second, ma'am. I am interested in, I just want to learn the Vedic astrology for my own sake. And that is, I want to start my own inner journey as soon as possible. And I think that, yes, it will be much needed.
What
I
journey?
have 2 daughters. What journey? Inner journey, ma'am.
Inner journey. Achha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like in our religion, I'm Jain, so in our religion it is based on mostly the karmas. So yes, I want to like clear off my debts and
see, half the debt you have cleared the moment you joined the course. Keep learning.
Thanks, ma'am.
Not
Yes, ma'am.
necessarily
I am
Mera,
always
any course,
Nahi,
any
nahi.
astrology
Yeah.
course where
Okay.
you so you have to keep paying for astrology, for any of the occult courses. You have
Yeah.
to pay. See, that is
Fine.
how your debt will be, or you give consultations to others.
Yes.
So there are 2 ways to do that. That's totally up to you how you go about it.
Yeah. And like I have I learn many things. Like I have done a course with Reiki and all, and I give session. I used to give sessions and healing also, but from few years that all has been stopped, and I somewhere feel like something is still holding in me, which needs to be released. And yes, that is the reason which I want to learn and clear it off as soon as possible.
Sure. We will definitely understand each other's problems, find out. You will yourself decipher. I will not be reading charts. I'm going to be very clear. You will read your own charts, because as we proceed with each Rashi, house, planets, conjunctions, how they affect each other, what and how, see, many. So the reason why I'm starting especially with the basic is many people don't know the basic and they're getting confused. I feel they don't even know what is the role of a particular house. You have to know, like drawing room ka matlab kya hai, kitchen ka matlab kya hai, right? Same way, there are 12 houses. Each house has a role. First, you should know what is the role of that house. Then only you will, if somebody comes into your living room as a guest, so let's say a planet, how that guest will behave in your living room, then the dynamics changes. When your mother-in-law comes into your houses, when your mother-in-law comes into your house and your mother comes, there are 2 different dynamics. House is same, right? So then that is how I'm going to use lot of mother-in-law, mother, father-in-law, because that is how we women understand things very easily, right?
Yeah.
So is there anybody else, Ujjwala?
No, I don't think so. Nyanika is having a network problem, so she has left, I guess. Rest, who all are there in the meeting right now are all done. So we would really like to know how the course is going to be taken and, duration and all that kind of stuff. Madhurie.
Acha. So we will start only once we are done with Diwali Puja and maybe a week also later, because I'm going through the editing of my podcast. So once that thing is set, we will all start. You will have to tell me for me, my comfortable timing starts from 12 noon up to max is 6 p.m. So I have 6 hours between, and it will be once a week class only, and lots of exercises which you will be doing on each other's charts. And because I when you ask me about me and you are reading a chart, you can always verify. It should be like that. Like if somebody is going, like Preeti Pandya is saying, I'm a gynecologist. What are the planets? So when you look at her chart, you will be able to decipher that these are the charts. Then you find out other gynecologist charts. And then we will start with that process to have everybody's chart within our data bank. And we'll take one house and we start learning about the house. And then you look at each other's houses and communicate. Like you will understand कि इनके घर में ऐसा होना चाहिए. Like I will look at the chart and I can tell from that chart whether that person's drawing room is in east, west, north, south, where that particular washing machine is kept. Is it in the good condition? Is the house decorated in the traditional format or modern, or this person likes all the old stuff, right? All those things I can make out, or there is a construction required in the house. So why? Because these are all planets talking to you. And the dashas, mahadashas and sabdashas, right? So we will go through. First, we'll start with understanding the planets. Basic. I'm not going to go detail of planets first. It will be more about Rashi. We'll go about understanding something very important which no astrology is teaching, about tithis. For me, tithi is very important. Okay. So there is an angle between sun and moon and earth that causes a tithi to be said, okay, this is tithi. So Purnima when they're in the opposite direction, Amavas when moon is behind, or so it is not getting enough sunlight, so obviously it is behind. And see, we will evolve as we go ahead. Looking at how you people are performing, I may add or remove things. If I see that everybody knows about something, there is not necessarily then I will be taking it in depth. If I know something and I feel I have to, then I will definitely. And about the timing, you can tell me right away. Between 12, I would be comfortable from 12 to 4 p.m. and 2 hours duration. Because see, like today, the plan was 20 minutes. It can never stick with me. This is my issue, not your issue. This is my issue. I cannot limit myself to अब 2 घंटे में भाग जाओ या 1 घंटे में भाग जाओ. That I cannot. I'm not a lecturer. I'm a professor. Professor wants to teach everything possible. Lecturer goes by पे किया है इतना घंटा 1 घंटा तो 1 घंटे के बाद भागना है. I don't do that. For me, unless I feel that everybody has understood, I don't want to leave.
Yeah, so can we mention the timing, the comfortable timing in the WhatsApp group? So it'll be easy for us to, refer to it also.
Everybody just, so let's say majority wins.
Yeah,
Okay.
so 2 to 4.
So 2 to 4, have you?
Ma'am, actually 12 to 2 is better because then 2 to 4 बच्चे आ जाते हैं school से. That is my point of view. So for me, 12 to 2 is a better option.
Okay.
So
Actually,
some people in the
I'm
chat have
working
mentioned as
and I'm
2 to
in
4.
I left the job. I'm in the this notice period and I have to work till 1 p.m. So
See,
I don't want to miss it.
There
And
will be recordings
tentatively,
also.
Madhurie, yeah,
There
can
will be
we
recording
have...
also. Okay. So you can, those, like if there are 1 or 2 people, I will not be able to change the timings for them. What you could do is attend immediately. Like आज का class है तो आप वापस आके if the recording is available, because this, this takes time also. You go through that and be on same page as everybody else. We should do that.
And if we
because
have
I'm
any
giving you
doubt,
1 week's
query,
time, remember that 1 week's time. Why? Because हम बहुत चीज करेंगे एक ही class में. You need to absorb. You have to go through the videos again and again and again and again. एक बार में नहीं समझ में आएगा. मुझे ही नहीं समझ में आता, आपको तो नए नए लोग को कैसे समझ में आएगा, right? And always think कि if you can extrapolate more अपने आप से भी, शायद ये हो सकता है, शायद ये हो सकता है. I'm telling you, it, for me that works. My intuition always works that these are the planets may be involved. So first I write down, okay, maybe these are the planets. And then I start to verify whether those planets are in those places or not. Like if I look at somebody's face and I can see, everybody, right? So I can see some faces where I know that their sun is going to be very strong. Yet they may not be in the government jobs. So why? What is the reason? So वो placement कहाँ होना चाहिए? All those things we can decipher if we know the houses very correctly. See, I want to take a lot of time in the basics. So basics में हम houses करेंगे.
So, and how long will this be? Like, it will be a 6 months course, 1 year course. How is it going to be?
See, because it is basics, I want to, क्योंकि हमारे 12 घर हैं, तो 12 हफ्ते तो minimum लगेंगे, which is what, 4 3 are 12. So 3 महीना, and maybe a couple of extra classes. It can extend to one more extra month. 4 months.
So we can say 4 months, right? And we can keep the tentative date as 1st of December. After Diwali, you said 1 more week. So
yeah.
And so 1st of December we can
see
look
what is the date. I will start on a good date. So when we know when we are astrologers, we should not just go by English calendar. We have to go by the tithi, right? Ekadashi इसीलिए मैंने choose किया. Also, I started at the if you know, go through the see, you should be able to now know Panchang very well. Okay, I will teach you how to read the Panchangs first. Because when we are doing any activity, if we ourselves don't follow, how will we, what is the use of it? Correct. So for every activity, there is a tithi and there is a hour. Muhurat. Muhurat क्यों है वो भी पता होना चाहिए ना. What is Muhurat? What is Brahma Muhurat? What is I mean, जो हमारा जो काल है ना, समय, उसको हमारे ऋषियों ने डिवाइड किया हुआ है different parts. So we should first understand that. From that basic we will start. Time. Okay.
So 1st of December is a Friday, but nevertheless you let us know which day is auspicious and when do we start?
Usually, so just to start, usually if you want to start anything which is related to education, either Monday, okay, or Tuesday or Thursday.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So then, meaning accordingly, we will just decide and then we'll let everybody know.
Other than that, if there is a very auspicious date, tithi, like Diwali is a auspicious night, right? So ऐसा कुछ बीच में पड़ता है, we can take that also. Those are also auspicious to start.
All right. So maybe we can just decide and then let everybody know that this is the tentative date. All right. And I would request everyone to put their convenient timing 2 to 4 or 12 to 2 or 2 to whatever in the WhatsApp group so that it is easy for us to collate the data and then fix up the time. All right. So I think we can end. Yeah. Thank you so much, Madhurie. And thank you so much, everyone.
Namaste. And my honor that I will be starting with you all guys as my first batch of, what is it called? I would say introduction, right? So Parichaya to Jyotish.
Yeah.
Vastu,
it is our privilege.
Also we will be doing, but little bit.
Yeah. So thank you. It is our privilege to get this knowledge from you and we really look forward. Thank you so much.
Happy Diwali to everybody.
Happy Diwali to everyone.
Shubh Deepavali. Shubh Deepavali. Let's at least start with the little bit of Sanskritam and Hindi.
Yes.
Shubh Deepavali.
Shubh Deepavali.
Shubh Deepavali.
Dhanyavad.
Dhanyavad.